My buddy Sam said to go for it, so we're doing it. TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile, and T-Mobile wants to remind you can visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to learn how you can get value and coverage through T-Mobile. We asked yesterday about the defense. Who on the offense do you want to see during the Maroon and White game? Who's somebody you're paying special attention to? I think we all agree. We want to see the quarterbacks. We want to see Evan Stewart. We want to see some of the newcomers out there. So there's a lot of new players we want to see, but it all comes back to the quarterback spot. So we talked about that during the Go Hour. Our buddy Olin Buchanan, all about buddies, talked about his buddy Johnson, and the impact that he left for Texas A&M and how they're searching for a buddy on this defense. We had the baseball roundtable, that walk-off victory, forget about it. Great times there by Troy Claunch. And we also had Billy Liucci on to talk about those DBs. It is all about A&M here on TexAgs Rewind.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic about the defense. But as we said yesterday, if I'm watching the defense, I really want to pay a lot of attention to the linebackers because I'm hoping to see some improvement there because I think they need some improvement there.
Yeah, you have a column about that, needing a buddy, improved linebacker play crucial to A&M's 2022 campaign. A nice piece that I read, by the way, as you always do. You brought up some statistics from the Orange Bowl season and then last season as well on the show yesterday. When you look at what do you think was missing last year? Do you think it was the Buddy Johnson effect?
I do. I think it was the inside linebacker that diagnoses a play, steps into a hole, ends at contact. I think Aaron Hansford and Jimbo Fisher might tell me I'm completely wrong, but I'm just the impression I got was that Aaron Hansford is really good as an outside linebacker, but that being inside's not for him. That's not where he
excels.
He's more about speed and coming out and running you down. And we got a small sample size with Edgerrin Cooper, and we saw some instincts and we saw great speed, but we didn't see consistency. And that's somewhat predictable. He's a freshman, so freshmen typically aren't very consistent. So what step is he going to take? Andre White's a senior now, and he's been good in his role, but I think he's probably going to be a starter this year with I'm guessing a much bigger role. So they need to find somebody in there, and it may be White, I don't know, that can give you what Buddy Johnson gave you that year. That guy that just a war horse that stepped into the hole and it wasn't like they made contact and then you dragged them down 2 or 3 yards down the field, or they bounced off like Isaiah Spiller did to that Florida linebacker, Ventrell Miller. It was contact, plays over. It's not going to be 2nd and 5, it's 2nd and 8. That's the guy they need.
He seems like he's going to be a kid that, regardless of what happens in baseball, is going to make a very nice living for himself, whether it's here locally back in California or the West Coast. Super personable kid, great in interviews. Where would this ball club be without him? Yeah. I mean, and we've talked about the transfers, but just without Troy, when you desperately needed a catcher out of the portal, because if you'll remember, Kyle Lovelace committed and then took a deal with the Angels after he had committed. And so you were left scrambling late in the portal, and you found that guy. Pretty incredible what he's done on and off the field here.
Well, his relationship with Yeski about, that I want to work for you. Basically, you're the guy that I looked at Oregon State for, and then you were gone. Certainly played huge dividends then. I mean, it did on every day. And then I was watching the Kentucky. They've got a guy from Hawaii. They're right fielders from Hawaii. And then they've got another guy that was from Arizona State, their leadoff hitter. I mean, their 2-hole hitter who's having a great year. So, it wasn't just, A&M. It was everybody in the SEC. So many kids were like, can we come? It was more like, can we make the right choices for a lot of the teams in the league? And Samford, they're spread all over the SEC right now. At LSU with the guys, DeCheria, it wasn't a Samford guy. So this league attracted people. It's going to continue to do that in the future.
And specifically with Claunch, I mean, he's only been here for a matter of months. Jim Schlossnagle decides to start giving out the number 12, similar to what the football team does. Somebody who embodies the core values at this university. Gives it to Troy Claunch. It's a walk-off home run to win an SEC game. I can't say enough great things about the kid. He's so thoughtful, so kind, and so brilliant in his post-game interviews, and to have him have a night like that was special because he drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game as well. We forget about that, and then he caps it off with the walk-off bomb.
And you go back to the Auburn series. I mean, who thinks to look for the sticker on the bat?
Right.
That guy does. I mean, he's so locked in on everything. You know, Coach Schlossnagle, he's right in his description. He's a winning baseball player.
Can you tell us what's happening around the world? And by the way, ring day for a lot of people, so just want to make sure I get that in there.
Ring day, Parents Weekend, there's going to be a lot of stuff around Aggieland. First of those is baseball. Obviously, we were talking about that today. Got the win against Kentucky in that walk-off home run via the Claunch in the 11th inning. Also got to give out – I'm going to give out 2 shout-outs because you're just going to call me a homer. So first shout-out is to Nathan Detmer.
Yeah,
had a good had a good outing for his second straight appearance. 6 innings, 2 runs. Bullpen did a good job cleaning up ship behind him.
You sound like me talking about Carlos Correa. Oh, wait, did I just do that out loud?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey, everyone's got their homers and their connections, you know. They're going to play again tonight, 6:30 on the SEC Network, and Saturday, 3 p.m. on the SEC Network. Tonight's on the Plus edition, so streaming on the SEC Network Plus. Also on the diamond, softball hosts number 21 LSU for a 3-game series. They play tonight, 6:30 pitch, 2 p.m. on Saturday, and 12 p.m. on Sunday. They're trying to keep a 5-game winning streak going. And then tennis, women's and men's are at LSU this weekend. Women's 24-1, undefeated in SEC play. They're 2 wins shy of a share of the SEC title for the first time since 2013. 3 wins shy of securing its first outright regular season conference championship since they were in the Southwest Conference in 1986. So they've got some work to do, but big stuff from them. Obviously, still here in Aggieland Track and Field, first sponsored track meet by 44 Farms. That'll be Friday and Saturday. Eric, what you running this weekend?
The 1500.
All right. We'll be looking for Eric in that 1500 as well as A-Chain Owens and Cherokee Young setting NCAA leads with their times last weekend. Both teams ranked number 2. Men's golf, Aggie Invitational Saturday and Sunday, 36 holes Saturday, 18 on Sunday. They're looking to defend individual titles by Sam Bennett and A&M's team title last year. And then obviously the big one, spring football, 1 p.m.
This might be the best DB Hall Texas A&M's ever signed. You had a 5-star in Denver Harris, and you had 3 guys that just missed the cut of 5-star that are national top 60 guys in Jacoby Matthews, Smoke Bowie, and Bryce Anderson. Okay, so 4 at the absolute top. Marcus Groves Killebrews coming in with an ACL. You know, he was almost like a redshirt signee. He was ranked number 102 in the country.
Right.
There are most years A&M wouldn't sign a DB ranked higher than that. He was your 5th highest rated in the class, and then you got Bobby Taylor, Jared Kerr. I think it's the best DB haul A&M's ever signed, ever.
Do you think people sleep on Donovan Green because he's not here? Because right now a lot of the attention is on Jake, but I mean that's another guy that's going to contribute.
I keep saying this about and Jalen Weidemeyer sat here and said he's further along than I was at that age, and for Jalen to say that, and Jalen started as a true freshman for A&M, scoring touchdowns against Alabama and Clemson as a true freshman, ripping through South Carolina and Mississippi State, Ole Miss as a true freshman. For him to sit there and say, yeah, I think he's better than I was at that age. I keep saying this, David. Somebody in that tight end room, and it might be Jake, and it might be, it very well could be Donovan because I watch his tape. I know what he's about. Somebody's going to come in and be nasty at the point of attack and really get their hands on people and block them. And Jimbo hasn't, he you got to realize he hasn't really had that in the run game. Max Wright's gotten better and better at it over his, and that's why Max is going to play. But he hasn't had a mauling, get your hands on a guy, finish him, bury him type blocker at tight end. Jace wasn't, and Jalen wasn't. Now those guys, they chose not to come back for their senior year, where they could have been like grown men and just had a different kind of mentality or mindset.
Yep.
But they didn't, and they went on to the NFL. And I still think Jalen's going to get drafted. I think people are overselling that. We'll see soon enough. But he hadn't had that, and somebody in that room. There's quite a collection of guys there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in there, and Baylor wasn't going to do that. Baylor was more of a finesse pass catching weapon. I think he finds the right spot, could do well somewhere in that role. Donovan Green could very well be that guy. So there's an opportunity there for guys like Jake Johnson, Theo Malin-Ostrom, who's physically he's as capable as anybody, and Donovan. Not to mention these guys on campus, if they just realize that and say, that's my path to playing.
Yep. All right, so comment below. Tell us what you liked about the video, what you want to see in the Maroon and White game. Make sure you share this video, comment, like, I don't know, send it to your uncle. If you send it to your uncle, there'll be a special prize that I believe Sam or Dalton will send you. I'm not sure. Actually, that might be a lie. Don't count on it, but maybe. It's probably not going to happen, though. It's TexAgs Rewind.